It's Friday, so today we are breaking down China's new Megadam on the Yarlung Zangbo. What is it? Why neighbors are worried and what environmental and geopolitical stakes are. China has begun constructing on what state media calls the world's largest hydropower project on Yarlung Zangbo, the river that becomes the Brahmaputra downstream in India and Bangladesh. The plan is a cascade of 5 hydropower stations in Tibet lower reaches, tapping a dramatic 2,000-meter drop over roughly 50 kilometers. China officials say the complex will generate around 300 billion kilowatt hours a year, roughly enough electricity to power a medium-sized country and dwarf the Three Gorges Dam in output. Construction officially kicked off in mid-July 2025. China's states and the industry outlets put the headline cost at roughly 1.2 trillion yuan, around 160 to 170 billion dollars, and described the project as a project of the century and the major stimulus for heavy engineering and power storage capacity. Work is staged as multiple cascade stations rather than a single wall, but the scale, both engineering and financial, is huge and will take years to complete. Neighbors are alarmed. India's government and analysts warn the dam could reduce downstream flows dramatically during the dry season. Some estimates cited in reporting suggest a reduction of up to 80 to 85% under the certain operating scenarios, which would threaten irrigation, drinking water, and river ecologically across millions of people in India and Bangladesh. New Delhi has accelerated contingency planning and even greenlit fast-track dam projects of its own in response. That's why this is not just an engineering story, but a regional water security crisis in the making. Environmental scientists warn of a huge risk. The Yarlung Zangbo, or Brahmaputra, runs through one of the world's deepest canyons and supports fragile high-altitude ecosystems. Damming can trap sediment, alter habitats, and interact dangerously with glacial melt and seismic activities in the Himalaya, raising the spectrum of long-term erosion, biodiversity loss, and sudden downstream surges if poorly managed. NGOs and journalists say Chinese reinsertions don't fully address these complex impacts. Geopolitical, this is huge. Control of a major transboundary river gives Beijing leverage over shared water resources, complicating the diplomacy with India and Bangladesh, and raises the risk that water issues become a security fault line in South Asia. How China operates them and whether it will be shared hydrological data and cooperative operating rules will determine whether the tension raise or if the negotiation water management regime can be sustained. That's your deep dive. The project is now moving from plan to reality, and environmental, human, and geopolitical cost will play out for decades. Follow Paperboy for more explainers.